Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
The Connecticut Airport Authority says Avelo Airlines has pulled out of Bradley International Airport. Flyers have 3 more months to fly routes that only Avelo provides. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Right now, Avelo still flies out of Tweed, New Haven. The CAA is calling the breakup with Bradley disappointing and surprising.
Now, this is not the only time Avelo has made headlines this year. We learned in April that Avelo agreed to help Homeland Security with deportation efforts, operating flights out of Mesa Gateway Airport in Arizona. And to our knowledge, no planes based in New Haven have been used in those operations, but many protesters voiced their outrage.
Avelo says they're leaving Windsor locks because of a lack of demand. It started this morning when the Connecticut Airport Authority issued a statement expressing its disappointment over Avelo's decision.
Now, the CAA called the move inexplicable because of the airline's strong ridership performance and support from the community. The CAA also says Avelo received a significant number of incentives. Now, in their statement, the CAA questioned the airline's claim of that lack of demand. Leaders say the flights have been very popular among passengers in recent months, with seats being filled up to 95%. The CAA is also accusing Avelo of trying to avoid its financial obligations while still benefiting from public incentives, including rent waivers.
Hours later, in its own statement, Avelo said multiple factors led to their decision, and it appreciates the support of Bradley customers. Avelo says customers who have booked affected future flights will be fully refunded. Now, despite the disappointment, the CAA says it's committed to securing nonstop service to Jamaica, as Avelo was the only airline to offer nonstop service to the country from Connecticut. The CAA says it's already in talks with other airlines to restore that route.
Well, the Office of Inspector General says a Hartford police officer was justified in shooting a man last November. It happened on the 30th when officers Gabrielle Arruda and Elvis Martinez responded to reports of a man flashing a gun during an argument on Maple Avenue. They approached the gunman in a car, but he sped off and crashed into a parked car. The officers found Alexander Garay behind the wheel and ordered him to show his hands. He did not comply. The officers couldn't see through the heavily tinted windows, so they smashed 2 of them, and the video shows Garay reaching for a gun in his waistband. Both officers tased him, but he grabbed the gun anyway. Officer Arruda ordered him to drop the gun, and when he didn't, she fired twice, hitting him once in the chest, once in the leg. Garay has since recovered from his injuries, but he still faces various felony weapons and drugs charges. The Inspector General says Officer Arruda's response was reasonable because of Garay's imminent use of deadly force. Now, Bridgeport police tell us the woman they found lying in the road Tuesday night had been shot in the head, and that's what killed her. Officials were called to Black Rock Avenue around 9:30. We learned today her 1-year-old daughter was found unharmed on a front porch several yards from her mother. Investigators say a suspect left her there. DCF reunited the child with a family member. We also learned the mother and daughter lived on Black Rock Avenue, but we don't know if the child was left at her home. Detectives tell us they are still trying to figure out a motive.
Bristol police are warning people who live in the area about a suspicious incident. They say a man called a young girl to come into his car. It all happened in front of a school last night. Fox 61's Priscilla Meza tells us more about who they're looking for.
I spoke with the principal here at St. Joseph, who says the 9-year-old girl does not attend this school. He says she was here Wednesday evening for a religious education program, and that's when police say a man in an SUV called out to her several times trying to get her to come to him. It happened around 6:48 Wednesday night during CCD pickup. The child was with teachers when a man in a dark-colored SUV reportedly called her name. Staff members quickly stepped in, and the man sped off. Police say the suspect is described as a tan-skinned man between 20 and 30 years old with curly hair. The girl was not hurt, and her family told police they don't recognize the man or the vehicle. Investigators have released 2 photos of the suspect's SUV and are asking people to help identify it. One Bristol parent gave us her thoughts on the situation.
It's just a crazy world that we're living in, and these things are going to happen. But the best thing we can do is prepare the kids to not talk to strangers and to only leave leave with the people we've told them to leave with.
If you do recognize the vehicle or have any information to help with the investigation, you're asked to call Bristol Police. We will keep you updated on any more details that come to light. For now, in Bristol, Priscilla Mesa, Fox 61.
Temperatures are getting a little cooler, making little incremental dips through the week, making for some perfect fall weather out there.
Yeah, sounds like a great weekend out there for pumpkin picking. I suppose if you do that kind of thing. Apples are lighter, you know.
And the apple cider is lighter and better.
Yeah, sounds pretty good. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank standing by here with a look at the forecast. Rach.
Yeah, you said pumpkins are heavier than apples for sure. There's been times I've picked out a pumpkin and then I've gone back to the farm stand where it was closer to the car and gone, I'm just going to go with this one. Yeah, but it will be beautiful weather in the days ahead. I think tomorrow will be very similar to today. And as Sarah mentioned, those temperatures are just going to be dipping back incrementally day by day. We started off with sunshine, the clouds have come in, and tomorrow will be very similar. There is a chance for a light sprinkle or shower later tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening, but overall, we're not looking at much. So good to go for any outdoor plans or after school activities. 50s to around 60 degrees right now. Temperatures will be tumbling into the upper 30s to low 40s by daybreak tomorrow, so it will be a bit of a cooler start. And then again, after some morning sun, we'll see more clouds build in by afternoon with highs in the 50s. What about the weekend forecast and a potential coastal storm next week? We'll talk about it coming up.
Thank you, Rachel. 3 teens who got into a fight at school were arrested. One of them was even sent to the hospital. Waterbury police say the fight happened at Wilby High School yesterday morning. We're told a 16-year-old and 2 17-year-olds were involved. Police aren't saying what led up to the fight, but we know one student has facial injuries. All 3 have been charged with inciting a riot and breach of peace, and that 16-year-old has been charged with assault.
North Haven officials say the woman who was inside this car is expected to be okay after she crashed into a pole last night. Firefighters say the crash happened on the Hartford Turnpike around 9:15. First responders found the car like this on its side. The driver was suspended by her seatbelt and trapped. You can see the pole was broken in half and the car was holding it up. Officials say this created a serious electrical hazard. Firefighters safely got the driver out and took her to the hospital. Crews worked throughout the night to repair the pole, and the cause of the crash is now under investigation.
New here at 6, Stratford Firefighter Union says the city reduced a retired firefighter's pension below poverty wages. This is Michelle Moss. She made history at the Stratford Fire Department on September 24th of 2001, their first black female firefighter. Moss worked there for 17 years and had to retire in August of 2018 because of an injury she got in the line of duty. The union says the town reduced her pension by more than $3,600, or from more than $3,600 to just under $1,200 a month. The monthly federal poverty level for a single person is $1,304 a month. Fox 61 reached out to the union's president, and he says the town reduced her pension because they reinterpreted old language in the original agreement regarding the definition of compensation. He says that the union's unaware of any other member who retired with any type of pension who had their pension reduced. Moss has filed lawsuits against the town. We've reached out to Stratford leaders and we're waiting to hear back.